Howdy folks, in today's video for making a tapered western gun belt we're going to be applying top coats. I've already applied leather balm with atom wax to one of the pieces for attaching your bullet loops, your loop leather I'm going to call it. So to apply the leather balm with atom wax, stuck my dauber in this bag to hopefully keep it from drying out. Way to get more mileage out of them. So I'm just gonna actually shake this up a little first. Doesn't have to be too much, just a little. Put that on a dauber. And I'm just gonna get a coating on my strap. I'm gonna do the back side too. Even though I usually don't care for this on the rough side, this is going to be covered up. So this is just to seal that die in and help it so it doesn't mess up your bullets as bad, hopefully. I don't know if it'll help much or not, but it's not going to hurt. So I'm just going to put that on, let that set for a minute. For the belts, since we did rough out, I've experimented with scrap pieces before, and needs foot oil I think does a little bit neater job on the actual strap themselves, or on the actual belt themselves. So with the belt, I did decide to go ahead and put a light coat of dye on the back side just to make it look a little more finished. Didn't go too extravagant, just a little. I actually almost like the back side of this one better than the front side. That didn't turn out quite as light as I was hoping when I diluted it, but it's still a really cool rustic looking color. This one's kind of a off brown, off gray. I don't know what color it is exactly, but it turned out, I think, really nice looking. It should match the rough out holster I just made recently. So I'm going to apply some needs foot oil on camera here too. Get some on it's just a piece of a cotton t-shirt. I'm just gonna rub that on. Try to make it look even if I can. I haven't used needs foot oil a whole lot. I typically I'm not working with leather that's only the rough side, because this is rough on both sides. And I use the leather balm with atom wax. Looks better on top grain stuff. That's why I used it on the bullet loops. I'm not an expert or a professional here, but this is how I do it. And I already took a plain dry rag and buffed the excess dye off of these. They're both pro dye, and they both don't have too extreme a rub off, the dark brown and the chocolate that I was using, but the chocolate definitely has more rub off than the dark brown does. This should darken it out a little and bring out the grain, and any little imperfections are just going to add to how rustic it looks, which I kind of like. See, I think that looks a lot better already. This side, you just take a dry rag and just rub any excess dye off if you can, if there is any. Probably not too bad, basically nothing. So I'll go ahead and put a coat on the back side. This needs foot oil I just got at a Ace Hardware store in the tack slash, well, basically, yeah, the horse and tack section. Tongue twister. That or I've been awake too long. The leather balm with atom wax I ordered off of Amazon. If you're gonna order that stuff, unless you're gonna be making leather projects and using it all day every day, get the 4-ounce one. I've had that thing for 2 or 3 years and I've only used up to there, so little goes a long ways with that stuff. In that particular case, you're better off buying the more expensive per ounce stuff. It's going to be cheaper in the long run because it takes a long time to use that much. I don't think it'll go bad, but why have it sitting in your shop for that long if you don't need to? 4 ounces will store on your shelf a lot better. Let's get my edges good here. Gotta get my back side of the billet here. Neither one of these products have a strong smell to them. The leather balm with atom wax almost smells good. Needs foot oil I'm just kind of indifferent to, but it doesn't leave a big stink in the air. Okay, I'm gonna let that set and soak in for a while. I'm going to go back to my strap here. This is a clean piece of the same t-shirt. I'm just going to use some pressure. I'm not going to push too hard, but enough to get off the excess here. And since this piece of leather already was dyed, I got a lot more rub off on this than I would if I used a fresh piece of leather. But this is the kind of leather I got that works really good for bullet loops, and it was cheap, so I'll deal with the extra work to make it look okay. I've made entire belts out of this stuff before and lined holsters with it. Still got quite a bit left of that side. So that's our 2 straps. The bottom one's for stitching, top one for lacing. And just take my dry rag and just kind of go over this lightly. Just give it a once over. Make sure I don't have more oil than I need. That wasn't too bad. I just don't want that all over my clothes if I put too much on, because it's kind of hard to gauge how much you need to put on. Just let that dry. Put that over there. And I'll be doing the same thing with this one. Some of the dye when I did the back side went through the holes and left little marks there, but once you get your bullet loop material on there, you won't even see that. So I think I'm going to end off the video here, and all that's left is attaching the bullet loops and the buckle and these belt keepers. These are done drying, and I'll add needs foot oil to them too, since these are just rough out. And I think that's, so yeah, probably 1 or 2 more videos, and then we'll be done with the series. So that's it for this one, and thanks for watching.